Assalamualaikum and hi everyone. Today we are going to present to you on a case study restoring trust in corporate governance for Hongwei Holdings Berhad. My name is Nur Mariani Abdul Rashid, together with my team members Nori Ahmad, Nur Zalifah Rasti, Nur Ain Nadira Zamri, and Nur Huda Muhammad Nasir. So Hongwei Holdings Berhad is a company that involved with footwear production industry and have 5 subsidiaries in total. However, the overall performance of the company is not so good since the company has been making losses for a few years since 2013. Okay, now let's move our focus to the main issue and the solutions in corporate governance and auditing of Hongwei Holdings Berhad. Enjoy the video! Hi Zalifah.
Hi Nori.
Hi.
I'm so talking to you.
Okay.
So what are you going to do?
Nori said she wants to show us a video.
Yeah, I want to show you this video about corporate governance issue in Hongwei Holding. So, let's.
My name is Nur Ain Nadira binti Zamri. Lack of internal control over subsidiaries. Auditor unable to contact management of its subsidiaries and also receive no commitment from management of subsidiaries. Auditors also unable to acquire sufficient evidence from subsidiaries to determine whether the group still own the inventories or not. And the risk that occurred due to fraud, where the auditor were unable to obtain disclosure from subsidiaries management regarding the result of the assessment of risk. As for the solution, an internal control committee shall be established as a system to promote the group compliance activities. The committee will assign a responsible person for each issue listed in the Hongwei Group CSR Code of Conduct and will monitor compliance operation using the compliance management system on an ongoing basis. A whistleblower system shall be operated for early detection of compliance-related problems to the group. The detection problem shall be investigated and appropriate action will be made to prevent a recurrence. For the possible ethical concern that arises is miscommunication among the subsidiaries, where auditor unable to contact management subsidiaries, which will lead to an incomplete audit work. Hongwei should have a system for reporting to audit and supervisory board members of the company. Company subsidiaries are to report directly to the audit and supervisory board ASB regarding any violation of laws, regulation, or internal regulation by directors as per their respective internal whistleblowing rules.
So that's the issue. Quite serious.
Actually, there is another issue, which is no segregation of duties, as the remainder is the only person that responsible for the communication and execution overall business activity.
Is there any solution for the segregation of duties?
Yes, actually it's a solution for this issue where Hongwei can apply a proper segregation of duties to prevent the error of what happened in their company. The internal committee can segregate the duties based on the specialty of the employees or by ensuring that at least 2 individuals that responsible for the separate parts of any task. By applying this solution, it might not going to eliminate all the frauds or errors, but it can reduce the errors and fraud or other wrongful action from happening in the company.
Maybe the company can clarify the board's role in the strategy. Each board of director must identify what role is appropriate for it to undertake and clarify this understanding with management. Hongwei must clearly defining the function of the board in relation to management that prevent the conflict of interest and improve the efficiency of the operation.
I think that is the issue.
What is it?
Lack of internal control in Hongwei Holdings Berhad. because their directors, Jasmine Park and Gary Maiden, they were fined for letting Hongwei to commit a breach in financial reporting, corporate governance, and also non-compliance with standard bodies. And then 2 out of 5 of their director members also resigned without prior notice.
Rose, do you have any idea for the solution of this issue?
Yes, actually, Hongwei Holdings Berhad, they need to revise their internal control policy, especially their code of conduct. Because code of conduct is a risk management that can help the company to detect any risk or unlawful acts within the organization. And then it also promotes the accountability within the organization, and also can help to increase the operational activity within the company.
Rose, I think the director and employee of Hongwei might still breach the code of conduct.
Then Hongwei Holdings Berhad already have audit committee, right? So I think they need to emphasize the role of their audit committee. That the committee need to review the internal control policy of the company timely, from time to time, and also the compliance of their activities within the law and regulations.
Rose, still have the insurance from this case?
Yes, I have a video that's linking.
Assalamualaikum. My name is Nurhuda binti Muhammad Nasir. Next, I will continue explain about the fourth issue of the Hongwei. The issue is about delay in submitting annual report. Hongwei is facing a big problem when the release of its December 2015 annual report is delayed. This is due to many additional work auditors should do as part of the process of investigating and verifying the expenditure incurred. However, when the board had agreed to notify Bursa Malaysia Securities Berhad on the development progress matter and set a new deadline, but Hongwei still failed to submit the annual report at a new deadline. Due to this, the share price of Hongwei has started to drop tremendously in trading and has been dropping each year. Auditors also has not able to complete audit work because they cannot determine whether all significant events occurring after the reporting period had been adequately dealt with in the financial statement with respect of disclosure, presentation and adjustment. For the solutions, we all know that the auditor's objectives are to obtain reasonable assurance about whether the financial statement as a whole are free from material misstatement, whether due to fraud or error, and to issue an auditor's report that includes the auditor's opinion. As part of an audit in accordance with international standard of auditing, the auditor exercise professional judgments and maintain professional skepticism throughout the audit. To overcome this problem, before starting the audit work, the auditor of the Hongwei needs to identify and assess the risk of material misstatement of the Hongwei financial statements and its subsidiaries. When the auditor has identified the potential risk of the Hongwei and its subsidiary, they need to report to the management of the company. This can give the opportunity to the management to take corrective actions to overcome and control the risk that arises. After the management of the company overcome the risk arises, the auditor can design and performs audit procedure responsive to those risks and obtains audit evidence that is sufficient and appropriate to provide a basis for the auditor's opinion. By doing this, the auditor can avoid delays in submitting audit report. I think that's all from me. Thank you.
For the conclusion, Hongwei Holdings Berhad need to take fast action in solving the issues which are lack of internal control over the subsidiaries, no segregation of duties, lack of internal control in Hongwei Holdings Berhad itself, and delay in submitting annual report by applying the solutions to regain the trust from their shareholders back. That's all from us. Thank you.